Hi, Matti back again. This time we're going to look a little bit closer at COLEMAN HAYDEN. It's a budget tent and you will see why. Let's roll the intro. Ciao!
We are Stina and Matti. We run a lifestyle company in the north of Swedish Lapland. For living, we work as nature guides and dog mushers. This is our life, our dream and our home. You're welcome to follow us on the journey.
Matti's here again, and this time we're going to check this COLEMAN HAYDEN 4. This tent, I didn't bought it directly from the shop. I bought it second hand from some clients who had rent canoes from me. They didn't want to keep it, so I get it quite cheap. This tent, HAYDEN 4, it's for 4 person. It's with 2 entries, and there is 6.9 kilo. So it's and now I'm going to put it up so we can look a little bit more how it looks. Already when you open the tent like this, you get a feeling of the low quality. You get a feeling of zippers. It's not the best zipper. The fabric, yeah, you see it's not good quality. All these bags are made of heavy material, more like this very cheap plastic fabric. These poles, they are made of fiberglass with aluminium part here. This rubber in the middle. Little bit tired rubber, falling apart directly. This is also important, as I usually say when I'm talking about tents. When you put it up, this must be really into the bottom, like really together, before you start bending the tent. Nothing goes easy with this tent because all these aluminium edges hook up everywhere. This is not, I'm not used to put up this tent, so it's not only the tent's fault that it's difficult for me. I'm used with other tents, so if I have done this several times it's probably easier, but it's not the easiest one. This is actually good. There is color code on one of the poles, and it's a color code here. But if you see, they're falling apart all the time. All the time. Oh, hell, fuck. This is... So, now we have pitched the tent here. And it's very big. It's actually huge, very high, good size. You have some kind of ventilation here. This is that ventilation. The thing there that want to hold it up is too weak, so it's collapsing. It should be more open like this, but this thing is collapsing. That's the ventilation, and you see the same problem on this side. So no good ventilation on the top of the tent, and that's all ventilation on this tent. except the doors. Okay, this is Stone Age. Now we're going into the tent. Actually, it's quite cozy with this opening. But these poles are really not made for what I think wilderness tours. It's not the wilderness tent. This out fabric should stand 3000 millimeter water. If you compare that to Hilleberg, I don't really remember, but it's much more at least. The floor is probably really waterproof because it's a kind of cheap tarp from a gas station. You have pockets in here. That's nice. You have good ventilation in the roof here. It's good ventilation in the inner tent, not on the outer, on the flyer, but in the inside tent it's a good ventilation. So I think when it's raining and so, then you will get condense. On the other side here there is another door, and it's actually another door with a small entree on that side. You can have it open so the wind goes through if it's good weather. If I compare this tent to more expensive tents, then I compare this tent to cost 3 to 7 times more maybe than this tent. And of course you get cheap material, you get cheap zippers, you get all this are much more simple. Of course there is this side have no mosquito net on the door, but this side have a tiny mosquito net, but then you have this mosquito net up here in the roof also. This is super fun. See? Open here. And it's a window. It's a window here. Hey Annie, kom on, laat me knallen. Hey. Kom. Why do they make such a heavy tent and such a small bag if they haven't saved material during the whole process, try to save weight? Why do they make such an incredible silly small bag to the tent? I have no idea. I would not recommend this tent for anyone who wants to carry the tent. This is a tent that you have in the car or maybe in the canoe for canoe tours without portage. Next time I hope I have a review of some equipment that's a little bit more fun to talk about. See you next time!